children's magic kit because they wanted it to be really amazing and fun. They did such a good job that they started using it in their Vegas show. In a trick that should be called shameless plug, here they are, Penn and Teller.
Well, thank you, Allison. You know, we put out this magic set called the Penn and Teller Fool Everyone Magic Kit for children 8 years old and up. And we really did it ourselves. We put together the tricks. We did the instruction book. We did all the DVD and everything. And we put in tricks that we really like. And one of the tricks we put in is a trick that we both had in magic sets when we were children. Not that coincidental or surprising, because if you had a magic kit as a child, you probably had this trick in it. It's called the ball and vase trick. We got to thinking about it. We got to thinking, what would we have done if we were working together when we were 8 years old if we had to do the ball and vase trick? So this is Penn and Teller at 8 years old with their version of the ball and vase trick. Once in Transylvania, there was a blue stone coffin, and in it was the Prince of Darkness, Vlad the Impaler, Dracula. And every night at dusk, Dracula would leave his coffin, fly into the village, and terrorize. And then at dawn, he'd appear back in his blue stone coffin. And this went on for years and years. Every night at dusk, he would vanish from the blue stone coffin, appear in the village, terrorize. And then at dawn, he'd appear back in his blue stone coffin. Now, the villagers got really sick of this, but they weren't mean people. They didn't want to beat him up. They just wanted to stop him from flying around the village. So they waited until a time that was very inhospitable to Dracula's high noon. And they dug up his coffin from the undead earth, and they put the lid on. But this time, they didn't just snap it in place. This time, they glued it and put tape and spackle and cement. But still at dusk, he got out. So now they did get mean, and they beat him up really badly, and they put him in the land of dead Draculas. When they checked the coffin again, it was even worse. It was Clone Dracula! They took Clone Dracula and they beat him up too, and they put him in the land of dead Draculas. When they checked again, it was another Clone Dracula. They beat him up and they said, wait a minute, we gotta think about this. Where are all these Clone Draculas coming from? And then one of the villagers got the idea, maybe from the bite of Dracula. They checked Dracula's mouth, and sure enough, that's where the Clone Draculas are coming from. And they checked again, it was another Clone Dracula, and it was just another Clone Dracula. And it was Clone Dracula, Clone Dracula, Clone Dracula, Clone Dracula, Clone Dracula. So then they said, we gotta find a way to solve this. So they went to the library and they looked up Draculas, and they found you could kill them with holy water and with silver bullets. It's werewolves, doesn't matter, bad library, and garlic and other stuff. And they made a paste of that with a popsicle stick, and they smeared it all over the Draculas. And then they checked the coffin, and it was gone, and they felt safe. Clone Dracula. They said, wait a minute. So they got a bazooka, and they loaded up. They shot him. Shot him all in the head. When they checked the coffin again, it was even worse. It was Zombie Dracula. It was Zombie Dracula, and they beat him up. But why beat up a Dracula? The zombie's already dead. They checked again. It was even worse. It was Clone Zombie Dracula. The Clone Zombie Dracula, and they beat him up too. And they checked again. It was another Clone Zombie Dracula. It's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, Googleplex Infinity. And then, King Dracula! And King Dracula, that's a solid ball too. That's not like a sponge ball. That's hard magic. We worked hard on this. Solid ball. And they brought them all together, and they said, we gotta find a way to kill these Draculas. And they asked around, and then one of the village people got the, wasn't one of the village people. He got the idea. Well, the power of the sun is also the power of the hydrogen bomb. It's fusion, one of the two. And they took a hydrogen bomb. They filled it with garlic and with holy water and with real magic. And they made a hydrogen bomb with a big mushroom cloud. And they blew it all up, and the whole land of dead Dracula was glass. And they checked the coffin; it was empty, and the villagers were safe. The end. Or is it? solved. Sorry.
And you can bet we'll have another full house of magicians for you next week. Good night from the